50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, happy Friday and happy Halloween, kid. How the hell you doing? Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new episode of The Dream Wager, episode 583. Today is Friday, October 31st, 2025. What's your costume today, kid?
Don't really have a costume on, Dale. I got a shirt. You know, me and my girl, we got matching shirt. What's it? I got your back. Yeah, I got your back. So you know, not really in the.
Was it forced on you?
I'm not gonna say it was forced on me. All I'm gonna say is I was given an option, and I think I went with the right option. That's what I have to say.
Happy life, happy life.
Life, exactly.
Yes, I know. I hear that. Well, happy Halloween to everyone that celebrates. I love the scary stuff. Do not dress up though. That's the one thing I do not do. But we got a great show for you guys. We're gonna recap Thursday Night Football. We'll recap Trey Yesevich. He is a fucking beast. We'll talk about the kid. Week 9 picks in the NFL. And let me tell you, I wasn't happy about last week, but kid, I love this week's slate. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely love it. We'll get picks, props towards the end as well. And we got week 10 in college football. But kid, let's start with last night. Everyone needs to relax. The Ravens are back, and we just have to accept the fact they're going to win the division. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they're good. Like, this is a Lamar game. 18 for 23, over 200 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Derrick Henry rushed for over 100 yards. And they just dominated. I mean, the Miami Dolphins stink. They're just the ultimate bad vibes team. Everyone thinks they're back. You know, they go out there and blow out the Falcons. They come back home, and then they just was bad. I mean, Tua did not play well. He went over his passing yards, which we hit on, but other than that, they weren't able to really run the ball. Outside of Jalen Waddle, really wasn't able to do anything in this defense. Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith, they make a difference on that defense. Kid, the Ravens are back.
That was an impressive win last night by the Baltimore Ravens. I think Lamar had a Lamar-esque game, 4 touchdowns, like you said, no interceptions. Would have liked to see him run the ball a little more like, traditional Lamar, but first game back from injury in his hometown, he didn't have to really, go out there and run wild. So impressive win for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, are the Baltimore Ravens back? That's the question. I think they're back, Dylan. I think they have a shot for the division. I'm not going to say they I haven't checked the betting odds. They might be the favorite as of right now. I'm going to still give the edge to the Steelers, even though the Baltimore Ravens have a schedule advantage. But I think the Ravens are definitely live to make a playoff push if they can stay healthy. We can't deny the fact the first 5-6 weeks of the season, that defense was a bottom 5 defense. Now, look a little better, look a little healthier. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do coming from 10 days rest the next Sunday, if they could take off and start running these games and, go on a long win streak and possibly, I think, make a playoff push.
3-5, and they are minus 150 to win the division.
See, that's a little absurd to me.
But is it because you mentioned the schedule? Look who they have to play. They got the Steelers twice. They play the Vikings. Tough game. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to beat the Vikings. They're going to beat the Browns. They're going to demolish the Jets. I will be there at the bank. They play the Bengals twice. They play the Patriots, tough game. They play the Packers, tough game. And then they play the Patriots twice. They have the schedule advantage. Outside of the Patriots and the Packers and maybe one game to the Steelers, I don't see a loss on this team's record.
Yeah, I'm with you. Worst case scenario, they're looking at 9-8.
Hmm.
I don't know if you win the division at 9-8.
I
You
think you
know,
do.
I don't know. I think the Steelers right now, what they're 5-3. I feel
But
like they
they
can win
didn't look
five.
good last week,
I
kid.
agree with you. I agree with you. They look good for the first half. Second half, kind of look old. They did look old.
Hmm.
But with a 2-game lead, you have 2 games against the Ravens as well. I think if you're able to split the series, if you get swept by the Ravens, Ravens are allowed to win the division. If you split the series, I think you got a shot.
My thing is, I'm looking at the Steelers' schedule. They have the Colts this week. That's a
Oh,
tough game. They play the Chargers next week. Then they play the Bengals. They could win at home. They play the Bears, the Bills, the Ravens twice, the Dolphins, the Lions, and then the Browns.
that's
They
tough.
they got a tough schedule. It really might come down to that 2-game series between them and Baltimore. I'm going to give the advantage to the Ravens just because I think this team is healthy. Yes, they were bad in the beginning of the season, and their tough games are out. Now they have an easier schedule in the second half. So we'll see. But I want to tell you 5 career games, and I just think Lamar, he plays well in Miami. You know, he's from the area. He just feels at home. Lamar Jackson in 5 career games in Miami, 81.4 adjusted completion percentage. He's thrown for over 1,600 yards, 19 touchdowns, 1 interception, and his passer rating is 143.
That's all in Miami or versus Miami?
That is versus Miami, home
Oh, okay.
or away,
I ain't gonna hold you. That's impressive.
right?
That's impressive from the former MVP now. So you got to give credit where credit's due. He balls against his hometown team, which most players want to do.
They
They want
do
to
that, yeah.
ball on their hometown team, but it seems like it's personal for Lamar.
Yeah.
Let's not forget. Hey, Dolphins are one of the teams that passed out on them.
Now we saw the general manager get fired this morning from the Dolphins. They said Mike McDaniel is safe for the rest of the year, which why even keep him at this point, man? Like I don't know. Maybe you just don't want to go and get a coach midway through the season, which I get, but he has to be gone after this.
Do I believe it's his last season? Absolutely, but am I shocked they're going to keep him for the rest of the season? Absolutely not, Though at the end of the day, you don't want to have an interim head coach, lose the locker room mid season, even though he might have lost the locker room already. But I feel like you should ride it out. At the end of the day, McDaniels, even though, yeah, like I said, I do think this is his last year. First 2 seasons as a head coach of Miami Dolphins, he had a winning record. He went to the playoffs back-to-back season. I understand he didn't have much success come playoff time, but he did that deal. So I feel like they just giving him the respect he's earned as a Miami Dolphins head coach. The last year and a half has been rough, but the
Yeah.
first 2 seasons, we was talking about Mike McDaniels as a great offensive play caller, as somebody who could run a great running game. Now, not so much.
I think it all went downhill. Maybe was it last year or maybe 2 years ago when they played the Chiefs in Arrowhead when it was fucking freezing.
Oh yeah, that game it was like 12 degrees. I remember that
Yo,
game. Yeah.
ever since then, it's been downhill, I feel like, for the Dolphins. So it's an all bad vibes team right now. Great call, -7.5. And the reason I think I leaned with the points is because dogs have been pesty on
Yeah,
Thursday night. We cashed there with the under. Under was a smash
the
play
play.
for us. But 4 out of my 5 props hit. The only thing that didn't hit was Devon A-Chain. He had 6 receptions instead of 5, but the receiving yards went under. Tua's passing yards went on over. Lamar under 20.5 completions. He ended with 18. And Rashad Bateman under 2.5 catches. He had 2. So we're
And
doing good with the props.
yeah, and like Dylan said, I got there with the Ravens -7.5. And I got there with Devon Chain over 58.5. Even though it was the Ravens short week, the number was too low. He went over
Yeah.
that number 5 out of the last 6 weeks. Hey, and look at the number next week. I'll probably be going with his over once again.
It's crazy. You know, that's what I've realized on Friday or Wednesday pods and Friday or Sunday night when we have these lone games, we crush it. But
Yeah,
when it gets the long slate,
we get
I don't.
distracted.
We get distracted. And I was telling Elvis, I was like, before the show, I was like, I love this slate. And that worries me a little bit, if I'm being honest. When I have one game to focus on, I feel like I'm locked in. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But by the way, I want to touch on the World Series. Game 6 is about to start in 30 minutes. But wow, the Blue Jays take a 3-2 series lead, and they took 2 of 3 in LA. And man, this kid, Trey Savage, is a fucking savage. This kid has pitched in all 5 leagues this year. Rookie ball, single A, double A, triple A, and he's pitched in the majors all this year. And for him to come in and essentially be the Blue Jays' ace as a rookie, yo, he punched out 12 of the fucking batters. He was making Shohei look stupid. Honestly, bro. And they set the tone immediately, back-to-back with Schneider and Vlad Guerrero. If the trophy is in Toronto tonight, the trophy is in the building, Vladdy's going to win MVP. It's just what it is.
He's running away with it. Yeah, he's running away.
He's running away with it. I know everyone wants the Dodgers to force a Game 7, but yo, this Blue Jays team, they don't quit, bro. They really don't quit, and I just feel like they're a team of destiny right now. I think they got the pitching, and 1 through 9 in that lineup is just so hard. You got Bo Bichette, who hasn't played since September, and coming in and knocking in RBIs. Alejandro Kirk, Varsho is hitting. Ernie Clement is my favorite fucking player in the postseason. He just continues to get singles. I love him. Andre Jimenez and the 9-hole kid, they don't have an easy out in this lineup. And honestly, as big of a names as the Dodgers have, Mookie Betts has been terrible
all year. It's not just the playoffs. Yeah. It's been all year.
Freddie Freeman, outside of that one home run that he hit in the 18th inning, he hasn't been good. Teoscar Hernandez had one good game. Max Muncy is hitting 188. Kid, I'm on the Blue Jays here. If you want a live bet for the live listeners right now, shout out Adam in the chat. He's a Canadian. He's rooting for the Blue Jays. I got to take him, kid. I took the first 5-team total over as well for the Blue Jays. I took Ernie Clement to hit a single. He's hit a single in 9 of 10 games. He has 24 hits in the postseason. Kid, he's on fire. So, yeah, I think the Dodgers are done. And actually, I'm happy for a team like Toronto who hasn't won the big one in a while. I'm happy for them. I know your team is in the division, so you're not really rooting for them. But, like, it's nice to see someone different win, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, from my perspective, as a Red Sox fan, it's not – I don't really feel no type of way, just because in my lifetime, this is the first time Toronto's made the World Series. This is the first time they might win the World Series. And not for nothing, seeing the storybook, Vlad Guerrero Jr., being there with his dad when his dad was on the Expos. Now he's leading the same team or same franchise to possibly a World Series, and he's the top dog, might be the World Series MVP. To me, that's a storybook ending right there for Vlad Guerrero and his family. So if Toronto's able to pull this off, this is, to me, will be amazing. Just because Dodgers was a heavy favorite. Everybody thought the Dodgers were going to go back to back, and rightfully so. Team is loaded, but Toronto, I understand, Freddie Freeman walk-off home run, but Toronto's been clearly the better team every game in the series besides the 18-inning game. So give credit to Toronto. They might close it in 6. They have the momentum on their side. It's going to be a tough task to see the Dodgers win 2 in a row in Canada.
Yeah, last time Toronto won the World Series was in 1993, and they won in 6 against the Phillies.
They won in 96.
96?
Yeah, 96. Remember, I always forget his name. He hit the walk. Carter. Joe Carter, I think.
Joe Carter. I'm seeing Google says 93.
Yeah, Joe Carter. That was the Blue Jays, right?
I'm
That
gonna
was
see.
96.
I'm looking up. I'm double checking. I don't know. I don't know at the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure it's 1996. Joe Carter hit the walk-off
No,
home run.
Yankees won in 96.
Damn, so what
It's
year?
93.
It's
Yeah,
93?
yeah. Adam, a Canadian, is saying 1993. Yes, thank
Oh,
you.
1993. So shout out Joe Carter. I thought it
Yeah.
was 96.
But yeah, I'm rooting for them, and I hope they win tonight at home in front of their fans. That would be sick. So, all right, kid. Before we get into these games, let's take a quick break, and we will talk about Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. Hands down is the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an Elderberry watching Game 6 of the World Series. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. I believe here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid. Like I said, I really love this NFL slate this week. We got 8 games in the 1 p.m. slate, 3-game late window, and then 1 on Sunday Night Football and 1 Monday night. And we will start. Where do we want to start? Let's start in New England. We'll start with your team. The New England Patriots are hosting the Atlanta Falcons. -5.5 for the Patriots. -235 on the money line, +194 for the Falcons. Total is 45.5. I'll start with you, kid. This is your team. What do you like here?
Dill, I'll be lying if I didn't say I love this matchup this week. Michael Penix Jr. is returning, so I think that's a good sign if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan. But I think this is just a tough spot. You know, New England Patriots winners, what, 5 straight games, hottest team in the football. Drake May's playing his mind out. No Rashawn Stevenson. We finally go see Travion Henderson get the starting role. It's going to be interesting to see how the offense runs behind him. I love our chances here, Dale. Give me the Patriots -5.5 at home. It's going to be interesting to see Michael Penix's first game back from injury. I think the offense is going to struggle a little bit outdoors in the cold. I hope it rains too, because I think that'll benefit us even more. I just don't see Michael Penix Jr. going out there on Sunday and outplaying Drake May. Drake May is playing at a high level. Some people got him in an MVP conversation, Dylan. So I just don't see Atlanta coming into New England, who's the hottest team in the NFL right now, and just outplaying the Patriots and Drake May. I just don't see that happening. Give me the New England Patriots -5.5.
Yeah, I don't want to back the Falcons here on the road. Penix, he's banged up, and I don't know if he'll play. I know he's scheduled to play. The Patriots,
I think they need him to play, Dale. Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins look bad.
Yeah. And the Patriots, like you said, they've been playing well. Their run defense has been great. I do worry about the linebackers for the Patriots covering Bijan out of the backfield, but other than that, I think the Patriots are clearly the better team. And I know the public is all over them, which I get. It does worry me a little bit. I like the Patriots. I'll lay the 5.5, but I think they're a better teaser leg, if I'm being honest. But I agree. I'd be on the Patriots here as well, especially at home. Let's go to Green Bay. Lambeau Field, the Packers hosting the Carolina Panthers. Green Bay laying double digits, -13.5 here at home, -950 on the money line, +640 for the Panthers. Total is at 43.5. Patriots got beat the fuck up last week. I mean, they got killed. Panthers. What did I say?
So the Patriots, watch them out.
Panthers. And I think, is Bryce Young coming back? I think that's a legitimate question. I don't know if they put him out there. You know, that O-line is banged up. I think you just wait one more week and just be like, here's Andy Dalton. But Packers look good last week on the road. My one worry is that the Packers don't really take the Panthers serious and just, win and get out of there. Kind of like what they did with the Browns and fuck around and wind up losing. But You know, we've seen the Panthers score in garbage time, but I told myself I cannot bet on Andy Dalton. I am a man of my word, Elvis. It scares the hell out of me, but I actually would lay the 13.5 with the Packers.
I just can't do it, Dill. Every time the Packers has been a double-digit favorite this year, they get to cover. We saw them against the Browns; they lost that game. Couldn't cover against the Cardinals, and they couldn't cover against the Cincinnati Bengals a couple of weeks ago. They did look impressive Sunday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I give them that. The defense has been playing great. Josh Jacobs has been that guy. And now with Christian Watson back healthy, I think it adds another outside weapon. But Andy Dalton, Bryce Young, it don't matter. It's just too many points. So I'm going to just stay away. I will lean plus the points with Carolina Panthers for one main reason as well. I agree with you, Dill. I just feel like the Green Bay Packers play down to their opponents and they play up when needed, like we saw on Sunday night. Down big, come back second half. They look clearly like the much better team. But these huge spreads they lay, they never end up covering this season so far. So I'm going to just stay away. But I do agree with you, Dill. I just feel like they play down their opponents.
Let's go to Houston. Texans hosting the Denver Broncos. Texans -1.5. They're favorites at home, -126 on the money line. Denver +108. Total is at 40.5. Broncos looking ahead towards their Thursday night game with the Raiders in division game, so might be a little tough. But, you know, we got there with the lock of the week last week with Houston. But I'm only betting on the Texans one time. I think I'm good off. I think I'm good on Houston. I think the Texans go back to being ass. You know, I really do. I'm not really high on them, especially against this Broncos defense. Broncos have a good pass rush. We saw last week what was the problem. CJ Stroud had time. The San Francisco 49ers are banged up. They couldn't get a good pass rush. The Broncos are going to be able to get to CJ Stroud. And I just think the Texans go back to looking like shit. I don't trust their offensive line. I don't think they're going to be able to protect CJ. Give me the dog. Might be the dog of the week, but I really like the Broncos here. I'll take them on the money line +108.
Jill, I couldn't agree with you more. Don't get me wrong. Texans did look good last week. Shout out you for the lock of the week last week with the Texans. But this Denver Broncos team, I said it in the preseason. I think they're for real. You know, Bo Nix, I'm a believer. Dylan made me a believer. Sean Payton got the guys going. And even without Patrick Surtain, that's still a pretty damn good defense. You know, maybe there might not be a top 3, top 5 without him, but I'm going to say they're still top 10-ish. So I just don't see CJ Stroud in that offense being consistent like they were last week against that defense. I just don't see it. Even though they are in Houston, I agree with you, though. This might be dog of the week potential. Give me the Denver Broncos +105, +110, whatever number you can get. Should I even wait till Sunday? You might even get a better number. So
Yeah.
I'm all over the Denver Broncos here. Don't get me wrong. I could see why the Houston Texans are favorite, but in my opinion, they shouldn't be favorite.
All right, we're on the same side for that one. Let's go up north a little bit. We'll go to Tennessee. The Titans hosting the LA Chargers. Chargers laying 9.5 here on the road, -550 on the money line, +410 for Cam Ward. And the Titans total is at 43.5. Titans looking ahead towards their bye next week, and man, they need that shit. Obviously, the Chargers, very public play. Everyone loves to fade the Titans. No one wants to bet on them for obvious reasons. I just wish I hopped on the bandwagon earlier for fading this team. Elvis, hear this. The Titans are 4-21 ATS in their last 25 games. That's 88%. You would be up thousands of dollars if we just continue to fade the Titans. I think it continues here this week. The Chargers thrive in these kind of spots against a bad team. They're actually good on the road, and we've seen this offensive line really come together with Joe Alt being back. What does Harbaugh want to do? Run the fucking ball. And we saw Jeffrey Simmons actually be hurt as well for this defense, and he's the best player on that defense. If he can't go, they're gonna get blown out, bro. I know it's a big number, but I'll lay it with the Chargers.
I agree with you. I'm gonna just keep this one short and sweet. Titans, they're live to possibly get the number one pick again. I know you as a Jets fan, you rather have the number one pick, but I'm be honest, still Titans are that bad.
I know.
Do I do I want to lay the 9.5 on the road? No. But I might have to, Dill. Give me the Chargers. Also think they're in a great teaser spot, so if people out
Yeah, I
there
agree.
put them in a teaser as well, if anything. But I just don't see how Tennessee can make things interesting against Justin Herbert in that offense.
Let's go up to Cincinnati, Ohio, where the Bengals are hosting the Chicago Bears. Bears road favorites here, -2.5, -156 on the money line, +132 for the Bengals. Over under is at 50.5. Bears on a back-to-back road spot. Bengals looking ahead towards their bye. And we did see Joe Flacco really hurt his shoulder last week. So he isn't 100%. And Elvis, you know better than anyone in my life, I am not a Caleb fan at all. But I got to be honest, I do think this is a spot against this defense where he could look good. Honestly, and the Bears' offensive line has looked better. Bengals, without Trey Hendrickson, he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. They don't have a pass rush. The Bears' defense, they win the turnover battle. The Bears stink against the tight end, so this might be a Colston Loveland game. And I just think DeAndre Swift could have a big game as well.
He's out.
He is out. Regardless,
he's ruled out.
It doesn't matter. I might be lock potential tease, but I love the Bears. I'll lay the 2.5.
I agree with you 100%. Only concern is I forgot the rookie's name. Don't want to butcher it. He has a long last name, but if he could fill in the shoes of DeAndre Swift, who's surprisingly been having a great season this far, I think the Bears roll here. Last week losing in a tough spot in Baltimore. Now you traveling just a little bit further west to the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think this is not a must win, but this is a very winnable game for the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. I think you have to show up and show out against that defense, though. For how bad, give them credit, they were able to move the ball. They just couldn't find the end zone last week. I think we find the end zone this week. I think we see Caleb Williams a little more accurate, a little more. I think we see Ben Johnson with a little more play savvy as well. And then defensively, like we said, Joe Flacco's a little hurt. I think Bears defense is good enough to slow down that offense. I'm not saying shut it down, but I think they'll do well enough to slow it down, Bill. So give me Chicago. I'm going to lay the 2.5 points here on the road. Give me them Chicago in a bounce back win after this humbling loss last week. Humbling.
Let's go to Heinz Field. Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Colts lane 3 on the road, -162 on the money line. Steelers +136, total 50.5. Colts on their way to Germany next week. So they have a quick stop here in Pittsburgh. Kid, I know everyone wants to back Mike Tomlin here. They lost 2 in a row at home as a dog. The Colts don't defend the tight end well, so maybe this is another Pat Freiermuth game, but I just don't know how you fade the Colts team right now. Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback. Jonathan Taylor is in the MVP conversation. Don't bet it because running backs don't win.
Yeah. Offensive player of the year. Bet that.
And the offensive line has been amazing. Steelers stink against the run. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to have an amazing game. I'm just worried that this Steelers team is spiraling right now. I can't trust their defense. I know that everyone thinks Mike Tomlin is going to get the boys inspired, and this is a spot for them. I just don't see it. They're putting up historic offensive numbers. I just can't. I can't fade it. I'm sorry. I'm going to lay the 3 here with the Colts.
I think you laid it out perfectly. It's hard to fade Mike Tomlin at home, 3-point dog, back-to-back losses. But this Indianapolis Colts team, I think they're for real, though. I think they're proven they're contenders. I understand they haven't had the hardest schedule to date, but that offense is playing at another level. I love all the weapons they have. Michael Pittman Jr., Alex Pierce, Tyler Warren, and like you said, Jonathan Taylor's playing like the best running back in football. And Daniel Jones has been playing like a top 10 quarterback, though. That offense is flowing at an all-time level right now. And then defensively, I think they could just, if they could just hold DK Metcalf in check and then let Jared Warren run loose, I think they could do enough to win this game in Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong. The fan in me want to take the Pittsburgh Steelers
I
plus
know.
three, but it's hard to deny this Colts team right now. So I'm gonna just stay away. I do lean the points with Pittsburgh Steelers, but from what I saw these past 2 weeks, it's hard to take the points with Steelers.
Let's go to MetLife, New Jersey, where the Giants are hosting the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers laying 2.5 here on the road, minus 142 on the money line, plus 120 for Jackson Dart and the Giants. Total 48.5. 49ers are on a back-to-back road spot. Ricky Purcell and Brock Bauer still banged up. And to be honest, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is for the Niners. They're going to win this game. Christian McCaffrey's going to have himself a day. And the Giants gave up 100 yards on the ground to Tanks Bigsby. What do you think Christian McCaffrey is going to do to them? Cam Scatterboo's gone. He had like all the aura on his team.
And Saquon had a $140 in what, 2.5 quarters.
So I just, and I think Bob Salah coming back home to Jersey, I think he's going to have a good game plan against Jackson Dart. I just don't think the Giants have enough skill position players to keep up. I like Jackson Dart. I actually do. I think he's a good football player, and I want to see him with a whole team that is healthy and on the field. Then I kind of want to evaluate him. But he's tough. He's tough. He reads the defense. He runs a little too much for my liking, but he'll learn. He's a rookie. I think he's a good quarterback, but this is a good defense no matter how banged up they are. And I think Bob Salah is going to dice him up. So I'll lay the 2.5 here with the 49ers.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Give me the 49ers. I'm going to lay the 2.5 here. I would have loved the bet with Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy was the starter, I probably would have been lock potential, to be honest, if Brock Purdy was there. But with Mac Jones, I'm going to lay the 2.5 here. I think Mac Jones could play well enough to win this game cleanly. I think Jackson Dart, like you said, though, to me, he's been better than I anticipated. It's just, no Malik Neighbors. Now you lost Cam Scottaboo, who was looking like a dog, who was going to run away with the RB1. Now, who's going to step up? Is it Jerome Tracy? Is it Darius Slayton? Is it Wandale Robinson? So it's going to be interesting to see who can fill those shoes. I think it's a tough task for the New York Giants for the remainder of the season. Give me the 49ers minus 2.5.
What do you think the line, though, is if Brock Purdy plays? Because I don't think it's 2.5 if he started. I think it'd be around 4.5, 5.
I would say 4. I'll say, yeah, because I think there'll be a touchdown favorite at home, on the road.
On the road.
3 points. Yeah, so I'm going to say 4.5.
All right, last game in the 1 o'clock window. We will head up north to Detroit, where the Lions are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Lions laying 8.5 here at home, minus 450 on the money line, plus 350 for the Vikings. Total is 48.5. Welcome back, JJ McCarthy. Welcome back, baby. Lions coming off their bye. Vikings had a mini bye. They're also on a back-to-back road spot. I know Dan Campbell, great off the bye. Jared Goff, he's lighting it up. But my boy is 100%. And I think if he follows the game plan Kevin O'Connell gives him, he has the weapons to succeed. I am worried about the offensive line. It did not hold up, and that is why we saw Carson Wentz get hurt. But if he gets the ball out quick, if he's accurate, I think the Vikings can stay close to the number. I think it's going to be a shootout because I don't trust the Vikings defense right now, especially
shootout.
Yeah, because I don't expect the Vikings defense to keep up with how good the Lions offense has been. This is a TJ Hawkinson revenge spot. Too many points. Give me JJ McCarthy and the Vikings plus 8.5.
I need everybody in the comments to go type no, Dylan. No, Dylan. I understand. It might be your Minnesota Vikings. I understand you might die on the JJ McCarthy boat. But Dill, who's your number one team in your power rankings? Can you answer me that real quick?
The Lions.
Okay.
Too many points.
I'm not disagreeing with that. You know, anytime that you're laying more than a touchdown, you can make the case it's too many points. Divisional game, you can make the case it's too many points. Divisional rival, you can make this it's too many points. You're going against the number one offense in football in the Detroit Lions, Dylan. What have J.J. McCarthy shown you? Now coming back from a high ankle sprain, is he going to be able to outgun Jared Goff? Is he going to be able to be in the same atmosphere as Jared Goff?
That's why they play the game. We'll see.
Can Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones be in a sniff Sonic and Knuckles? I like JJ.
No, but the wide receiver core is better than the Lions.
Do you think they will outdo?
If JJ follows Kevin McDonald.
That's a huge if.
I agree. I said it is a huge if. I agree.
You already alluded to it, so it's a big if. Still, it's a great teaser spot for the Lions just because this is a divisional opponent. But I hope this week you get to realize I got to stop doing this. Because you got to stop. I think J.J. McCarthy, he has potential.
You don't mean that.
No, I do mean I do think he has potential.
You're sitting there smirking. I know you too well to know when you're serious and when you're not.
All right. I'm dead serious right now. J.J. McCarthy has potential, but he's not that guy right now. He's not it right now. He's not the answer right now.
He's played 6 quarters. Give him a fucking break.
And he looked horrible for 5.
4.
All right, I'll give you that 4. Now, do you think those 2 quarters can transition against the Detroit Lions?
If he follows the game plan.
I don't want to hear no ifs. Can he execute or not?
Yes.
I don't think so. Give me the Lions minus 8.5. Give me the Lions in the teaser as well. I think the number is great, spot on, 8.5 to down 2.5. But I just don't see any chance J.J. McCarthy scores 20-something points on that defense. Maybe the defense is able to get a pick 6, a strip fumble, something to get it going. Okay, I can see that happening, Dill. I don't see J.J. going out there, throwing for over 200 yards and have the offensive rolling. I just don't see it. He might have a good quarter. He might do that. He's not going to be able to have a good game. Give me the Lions.
My man is 100%, and I can't wait till he proves everyone wrong. Let's go to the 4 o'clock window. The LA Rams are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Rams laying 14.5 second double-digit spread here on the Week 9 slate. Plus 730 for the Saints. Total is 43.5. Rams, they're also coming off their bye. They're also a huge public side. Tyler Shuck, he is making his first start of the season. Quick question, Elvis. Is Tyler Shuck worse than Spencer Rattler?
I'm going to say no.
But
Spencer Rattler played okay. Did
he? No, I'm not even trying to like be a dick. It's a genuine question. I really don't know if he did.
I think you had a positive record ATS. So if we're going from that perspective, I think he played all right. For exactly, if you covered majority of the games you started, honestly, he didn't win a lot. I think he only has 1 career win.
It was a quick pull, though. I mean, he had one bad. He had one bad half. Spencer Rattler, and they said, "You know what? You're done, and we're actually going to name you the starter for the remainder of the season," which tells me he might have a bad start here. I mean, Spencer Rattler did beat him out in the offseason. Let's just say that. I mean, he wasn't good enough to beat him out in the offseason. It's just hard for me to lay that many points with Sean McVay. Historically, he's not good off the bye. Last 4 games off the bye, 0-4 ATS, 2-2 straight up. They are getting Puka Nacua back. I just can't take Tyler Shuck right now. I don't think he's better than Spencer Rattler. I think Dylan Gabriel might be the worst quarterback in the league. No disrespect, but I think Dylan Gabriel is the worst quarterback, and then I think it might be Tyler Shuck. So
I think we got to see.
I can't do it.
I think we got to see Tyler Shuck to grade. Do I think he's could be worse than Spencer Rattler?
That's hard.
That's hard to say, but I think from the Saints' perspective, to name him as a starter for the remainder of the season, to me that's a good move because you want to see what you have. You want to know as of right now you're 1-7. You're tied for the first overall pick in next year's draft. Why not throw the rookie out there and see what you have? See if you're going to be taking quarterback next year. If you're going to go on the defensive side because Tyler's playing okay. You got to find out sooner or later. Why not now? I won't bet now though. I would just stay away from this game. Don't get me wrong. The Los Angeles Rams should take care of business. But am I going to lay 14 points? Absolutely not. Do I want to take the 14 points with a rookie that's making his NFL debut against the Rams defense? Absolutely not. So don't get me wrong. Do I have some faith in the kid that he can make things interesting? Yeah, I do. Do I think it's a tough spot? Absolutely. So I'm going to just stay away.
All right, let's go to the next game. We'll head out to Las Vegas where the Raiders are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars road favorites -2.5, -152 on the money line, +128 for the Raiders. Total is at 43.5. Jags are a very public play this week. Everyone is on them, which, again, I think makes sense. Both teams coming off their bye, so both teams should be fully rested. Tough blow today. Travis Newshunter putting on IR. He will miss the next 4 games. He's going to get an X-ray and MRI to see how bad the knee is. I think what it came down to in this game for me is I think I just trust Liam Cohen to make adjustments better after they just got embarrassed in London. But the defense can be good in this spot against the Raiders, who they're prone to turning the ball over. And they might want to run the ball, but that goes right into what the Jags do well. They have good run defense. I don't think this is a good game for the Raiders at all. I'm not the biggest Pete Carroll fan, if I'm being honest. I like Chip Kelly bias, but I just trust Liam Cohen a little more. I think the Raiders are going to have a tough time putting up points in this spot, so might be lock potential. But I like Jacksonville -2.5.
Still, I just don't understand why the number is so short.
Which makes me worried, though.
Yeah, it makes me worried. We did see Jacksonville lose 2 straight games, so maybe that's one of the reasons. But the Raiders have lost. Let me double check once again. Let me just make sure 100%, Dylan. The Raiders have lost 4 out of the last 5 games, right?
They beat you guys.
How
did that happen?
I have no clue. I have no words. But that's the past is the past.
Yeah, you're right.
Jacksonville's coming off 2 straight losses, now coming from their bye week. Which team do I expect to make adjustments? Which quarterback do I expect to make adjustments and also execute from those adjustments? It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and it's Trevor Lawrence. Geno Smith has been an utter disaster this year. I think he still leads the NFL in turnovers with interceptions. So I'm not going to say you're a fool if you back the Raiders, but you might just be a diehard fan. And I can't blame you if you're a diehard fan. But if you're not a diehard fan, you're a damn fool. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lay the 2.5. Lay the 3. Wouldn't be surprised if the Jacksonville Jaguars unload on this Raiders team. Give me Jacksonville. I might even be tempted to take a -9.5. They're at +400.
Ooh, I like that. Now we're getting spicy. Game of the week in Orchard Park. Can't wait for this one. 4:26 on the East Coast. The Chiefs head up to Orchard Park, and they are road favorites, -1.5, -136 on the money line. Bills +116, total 52.5. This should be a good one, kid. Chiefs looking ahead towards their bye, and we know how good Andy Reid is when coming off the bye. But real quick, I'll ask you this before I give my prediction. Are you surprised the Chiefs are laying points in Buffalo?
Absolutely not. Just because the Chiefs the last 3 weeks has been averaging 30+ points a game, while allowing less than 10 points a game. You got to give him credit, though. And Buffalo, yes, I understand it happened a couple of weeks ago, but we just saw the New England Patriots walk in there and beat them. We also just saw Buffalo lose to the Atlanta Falcons, and we saw how bad the Falcons looked last week. So if there's any team that deserves to be favorite in Buffalo, I'm going to give that crown to the Kansas City Chiefs.
We got a fantasy question in the chat. If Jacoby Brissett starts against the Cowboys for the Cardinals, do I start him over CJ Stroud? Absolutely.
Yeah, just because the Cowboys have a bottom five passing defense, Jacoby Brissett might be live for 200, 280
Yeah.
passing yards, and I'm going to say it's a couple of touchdowns. I have no doubt in my mind Cowboys are going to be around 27 to 30 points, and Arizona is going to score 20+ points. I don't see CJ Stroud in that offense scoring 20+ points offensively on Denver.
Yeah, and Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., they might have big games as well. So I'd agree. I think Jacoby Brissett has shown you enough where he could put up points. He's moved the ball really well. So,
every game he was in was competitive. Remember, they had the Colts panicking.
Yeah, we'll touch that. That's on Monday night, but it was in my handicap. We have a few days because it does happen on Monday, but I think Kyler will play. I think he will. If I were to bet on it right now, I think he would play. But going back to this game, yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested on your take from this game because, and I think that's why I asked you the question to start off, because I feel like you need to be able to run the ball if you want to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And maybe the Bills finally remembered after their bye, hey, we have fucking James Cook. Why don't we give him the ball? And they look what happened against. Now it was the Panthers, but still.
Yeah, to me, like you said, I think the Bills are most successful when they're able to establish the running game, play action off that, and then you make it easier on your wide receivers, which is pretty weak. I just feel like that defense for the Kansas City Chiefs is playing at a very high level, though. We've seen it these last 3 weeks. No offense is able to get it going against them. Now you ask in Buffalo, who I think they're capable of. I'm just not sure if they're able to pull it off. Maybe for a half, not for a full game, though. I think they could isolate James Cook and then force somebody on the outside to beat you. Is it going to be Shakur? Is it going to be Dawson Knox or Kincaid? It's going to be interesting, but I think the Chiefs' offense is going to try to keep Josh Allen in the pocket, going to try to utilize James Cook and see who's going to step up and beat that one-on-one coverage on the outside, because we know Steve Spagnuolo is going to send multiple blitz, and they're going to play a lot of man. Who's going to be on the outside stepping up and beating one-on-one coverages consistently? I don't have the answer for that, Bill. That's why I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs -127 on the money line.
Yeah, I just don't know if the Bills are fully fixed. I don't think they are. I feel like the total is kind of high at 51.5. I kind of would lean under. I see like a 24-20 game. But I think the biggest thing for me, I think Ed Oliver being out really hurts this defense for Buffalo. And if you can't get pressure on Mahomes, the Chiefs are going to pick you apart.
And they're fully healthy. I understand there's no Isaiah Pacheco, but everybody.
Kareem Hunt will step up.
Mm-hmm.
So if he has a clean pocket, Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football. I don't care what anyone says. He will tear you up if he has a clean pocket. I love his rushing yards over again. But I just think this is a revenge spot for the Chiefs as well for losing last year in Buffalo. Chiefs are rolling right now. I think they have the coaching advantage. I'm always going to take Andy Reid over Sean McDermott. I know people will be on the Chiefs, and it's a public side, but I agree with you. I think the Chiefs are the play here, -1.5. I just think they're the better team right now. So, yeah, both on the Chiefs there. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. Nation's capital. Well, not really in Maryland, but the Washington Redskins / Commanders home against Seattle Seahawks. Seattle laying 3.5 here, or 3, excuse me, not 3.5. -3 on the road, -162 on the money line, +136 for the Redskins. Total is at 48.5. Redskins coming off Monday Night Football, so short week. They are getting Jaden Daniels back. Seahawks coming off their bye. They have a major rest advantage. A team off their bye playing a Redskins team on a short week. They're going to be without Scary Terry. How do they get the ball down the field? I feel like that goes right into what the Seahawks want to do defensively. I think the Seahawks might blow out this team. Can the Redskins stop Sam Darnold? That's the big question. That's what I kept thinking about when trying to handicap this game. I don't think Washington's offense is going in the right direction. They're banged up. Laramie Tunsil is hurt. He's banged up. Scary Terry's hurt. I know they got Jaden Daniels back, but this is a really good defense. I know they're probably not a top 5-ish defense, but they're a top 10, I think. I don't know the numbers in front of me, but this Seattle team is good. And Elvis, what do we talk about and what do we love to do with this Seattle team? Back them on the road. I'm surprised this number is 3. I love the Seattle Seahawks here.
Yeah, Seattle Seahawks are clearly the better team in my opinion. The Commanders, they have the potential, but they're just too banged up. You have Jaden Daniels coming back from injury. Scary Terry, he came back last week. He's one and done. He's back on the injury list. Is Deebo Samuel's going to be step up? Is Dawson Knox? Is they going to be able to get the running going? He's been inconsistent all season long ever since Austin Eckler went out. So now with the Seattle Seahawks having a bye week, another week for Sammy D to get a little familiar with that offense still, I think this is just a tough spot for the Washington Commanders. Monday night spot last week, Sunday night spot this week. I understand Dan Quinn, former DC for Seattle, and people want to come back. Oh, spoiler alert, he wants a revenge spot. We had a revenge spot a couple of weeks ago, and he got embarrassed by the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. I think this is another one where the Seattle offense is going to show up, and then defensively, Dill. I know you didn't have the numbers in front of you, but I got Seattle in one of my fantasy leagues, and I can tell you right now, in fantasy, they're top 5. So, give me Seattle. I just feel like with all the injuries that Washington is dealing with, now Jaden Daniels not being 100%. Let's not forget, people, it was a hamstring injury. So is he going to be as mobile as he usually is? Is he going to be able to rely on that legs to get away from pressure? I'm not too sure about that, people. So give me the healthier team. Give me the better team. Give me the Seattle Seahawks -3 on the road.
That's going to do it, kid. Like I said, I love the fucking slate this week. Time for our lock, dog, tease, and prop of the week. We will start with the lock. I will go first, and it is Sunday Night Football. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. Lay in the 3. I cannot back the Redskins right now. I like them. I really do. Shout out all my DMV fans, but I get it. Jaden Daniels back, but his offensive line is banged up. His weapons are banged up. The running game has gone away. And between me and you, are we still on Cliff Kingsbury? Because the offense does not look good. Maybe give them a pass because they're so banged up, but I don't know if I'm still on Cliff Kingsbury. He just went to Thailand, that fucking guy. I'm off him. I think Seahawks are good. Sam Darnold's the real deal right now, and their defense is legit. I'm going to lay the 3 here with the Seahawks as my lock of the week.
I love it, though. I love it. 2 back-to-back weeks, I do like your locks, even though I faded you last week. Give me my New England Patriots. I'm gonna lock up the New England Patriots. I'm 2-0 this year when I lock up the Patriots.
Yeah.
I said the lock of the week +7.5 with Buffalo against Buffalo. That hit. I say lock of the week against the Saints a couple weeks ago. That hit. I'm gonna lay the 5.5 here. I just feel like it's a tough spot for the Atlanta Falcons dome team to go up to the north In the cold weather, I think it's just a tough spot for a slightly injured Michael Penix Jr. to be in against arguably the hottest team in football. Give me the Patriots lock of the week um minus 5.5.
All right. As my dog, and honestly, I was looking at the slate. I really didn't disagree with most of the numbers. Outside of this, I do not understand why the Broncos are the underdog. I get it's a short puppy. It's not the biggest dog, but I just think Denver getting plus money, plus 108. I have to take Bo Nix. I do not trust the Texans. Yes, they have a good defense, and I think they might be able to limit Denver a little bit, but I trust Denver's defense limiting CJ Stroud and that banged up. I know they're getting Nico Collins back, but that doesn't worry me. I still think Denver's the better team. I will take them on the money line plus 108 as my dog.
We're seeing things the same, Dale. Give me the Denver Broncos plus 110. I did catch plus 105, but as of right now, I'm seeing plus 110. The Denver Broncos got to be the dog of the week. I just don't see how the Houston Texans, who's been inconsistent all season long, are the favorite against the 6-2 Denver Broncos team. I just don't understand. Broncos winners of 4 straight. The running game is starting to get going with Dobbins and Harvey. And the defense, even without Patrick Surtain, they're still a top 10 defense. You can make a case it's still a top 5 defense. Give me the Broncos, whatever number you can get. Give me the Broncos dog of the week.
For my teaser, I'm going back to the 3-legger plus 140. We will start in New England. I'm going to, like I said earlier, I think the Patriots are a good teaser spot. Get them down from 5.5 to plus a half. All they have to do is win outright. I like the Patriots here. I like the Chargers. Minus 9.5. Tease them down to minus 3.5 against the Titans. Titans stink. And then I'm going to tease the Lions down from 8.5 to 2.5 because I think the Vikings are live. So all they have to do is win by a field goal, and we both win. So, yeah, I'll take the Lions minus 2.5, Chargers minus 3.5, Patriots plus a half, 6.3 leg teaser plus 140.
I like it, though. I like it. I got a 3-leg 6-point teaser at plus 140. Give me the Chargers. Gonna tease the Chargers down to minus 3.5. I'm gonna play it safe. And it is Tennessee. Don't get me wrong. I still am confident 9.5. But on the 6-way teaser deal, give me the Chargers to 3.5. Next leg, give me the Detroit Lions to 2.5. Don't get me wrong. I'm confident against the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, your audio went out, kid. Oh, I'm gonna mute him in the time being. All right.
We're good. We're good.
Right,
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, my fault. Give me the Detroit Lions though. Even though, like I said, the divisional matchup, I still like them as a heavy favorite. I'm gonna tease them down to 2.5. Don't have much faith in JJ McCarthy, but I do have respect for Brian Flores. Give me the Detroit Lions to minus 2.5. And then my last leg, give me the Broncos. We took them as a dog of the week. I'm going to tease them up to 7.5, though. So that's my 3-leg 6-point teaser at plus 140. Chargers to 3.5, Lions to 2.5, Broncos to plus 7.5.
I love it, kid. I think we're seeing the board really well this week, if I'm being honest. I really do. All right, let's go to our prop of the week, and it is sponsored by Props.Cash, the best way to research your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets. On the web or in the Props.Cash app, you'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easy to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now, and sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. Kid, I had 2 that I really like, but I'll let you lead it off. We've been hot with the props lately. What do you like?
Yeah, been hot with the props still. You alluded to this earlier, and I'm gonna just jump on it. I was liking it since early morning. Give me Caleb Williams over 241 and a half passing yards. This morning it was at 237 and a half. Should have smashed it then, but I was busy at work. Give me Caleb Williams over 241 and a half. Like I said, no DeAndre Swift. I think with the game last week, he had 280 passing yards last week. Now against Cincinnati, arguably one of the worst pass rushes in all of football. I think he's going to have his way with them. I think they bounce back and win the game. I think Caleb is live to go for another, I'm going to say maybe around 280-ish as well. So give me over 241 passing and minus 110.
I'm actually going to fade your Patriots here in this spot. I'm going to take Bijan Robinson over 35 and a half receiving yards. He's averaging 43 and a half on the season. This is a really good matchup as well. Patriots, that's what I said. The one worry I have in this game is the linebackers trying to guard Bijan Robinson. I think that's the weakest part of your defense is linebackers. I think up front is great. I think secondary is really good. I think it's the middle of your defense that needs a little work. They're 28th in the league against running backs. That worries me a little bit, especially with how good Bijan Robinson has been. He's hit this number in 4 of his last 5 games. It's just a really low number, 35, especially with all the design screens and little bubble screens that they wind up doing. So I just think this is a little low of a number. So I like Bijan Robinson over 35 and a half receiving yards. And then one that I liked as well, I am going to take, where is it? I know it's a high number and it went up. Jesus Christ. So I saw it a few days ago at 67 and a half. It is at 76 right now. But Christian McCaffrey over 76 and a half rushing yards. I know he's only gone over this one time and it was against Atlanta. But against the Giants, this is a great matchup. The Giants stink against the run. They're 28th in the league against the run. They're averaging 11 and a half yards per pop. He's only He's only averaging 57 yards per game this season. But what did I say? No Ricky Pearsall, no Juwan J. Like, they don't have weapons. All they're going to do is run the ball against the Giants. What did we see last week? They gave up 100 to Tank Bigsby. What do you think Christian McCaffrey is going to do? I know it's a high number, but give me over 76 and a half yards for Christian McCaffrey. What do you think about those two?
I like it, though. Like you said, we saw over 200 rushing yards last week from the Eagles. Wouldn't be surprised if CMC has himself 80 plus. Come on now.
Yeah. All right, kid, that's going to do it. Like I said, we'll take care of Monday Night Football between the Cardinals and the Cowboys on Sunday. What do we like here for college? Week 10, kid. We're flying by.
Flying by, just a couple more weeks away, Dale, before things get really interesting. I got one play. I didn't really love the board this week. Vanderbilt taking on the Longhorns in Texans, in
Horns
Austin.
down.
Horse down. Are they gonna be playing at Jerry Word? I don't think so. Give me the plus 3.5 for Vandy. Don't get me wrong. Give credit to Archie Manning. I think he's turned around his season, but I just don't. I just honestly feel like Vanderbilt is on a little better trajectory right now. And I'm gonna be honest, I think they're the better team right now. Give me Vanderbilt plus 3.5, and I think they're live dogs at plus 140.
Yeah, I like that play. I'm on Vandy as well, plus 2.5. I like them on the money line. Tease them up. I like them in a teaser as well. I like SMU over Miami. I'm not high on Miami anymore. Like Navy. Give me the points with Navy. Undefeated Navy. I'm a little biased. I went to school down in Maryland, so I'm biased to Navy, the Naval Academy. But I like Navy. Iowa State against Arizona State. We saw Arizona State quarterback be done for the year. I think this is a good spot for Iowa State. Kirby Smart against Florida. It's the coach. It's the coaching bounce. No Billy Napier. He got fired after a win. I think Florida rallies against their quarterback. Plus 7.5. Give me Florida and the Gators here. This is their Super Bowl, kid. I like
You
Lane
know, it's
Kiffin.
funny,
Yeah.
real quick. I was gonna fade Florida and lay this
Oh,
seven
wow.
and a half, but I agree with you. I think it's too many points. And Gators are home.
Yeah, in the swamp, I think that's just a tough place. I like Cal. I do not think Virginia is good. They should have lost to North Carolina last week. I like Cal here at home, catching 5.5. I think they're live on the money line as well. Give me Lane Kiffin. I'm not a fan of South Carolina. I think Lane Kiffin in Ole Miss is really good. I'll lay the 12.5 here. USC on the road taking on Nebraska. We saw Matt Rule get the extension, so shout out him. He is doing a good job, but I just think USC is a much better team. I'll lay the 4.5 here with USC. And then the last one, I was gonna lay the 10.5 with Utah, but that's a big number. I like Tennessee. I'm faded. I'm faded Mateer in Oklahoma. I think he came back too early, and I think Tennessee is going to rally here at home. I think it's a tough environment to play at night. I think they're the better team. Give me Tennessee. I'll lay the 2.5 here at home. Okay, that's going to do it. I think it's 0-0 right now still. I think it's the bottom of the first, so we could go and finish watching the World Series. But any last word? How's the car coming?
Oh, I'm waiting on Mike. I'm seeing if Mike could, Mike. I'm waiting on Mike to see if he could do my engine harness. Well, the sub harness, because the engine harness is basically done. So sub harness, two fuel lines, and then I'm gonna see if he could do my radiator. I don't need it to turn it on, but definitely need to do my radiator. So I'm gonna might have to cut and fab something on there. Other than that, till she's coming along.
It's coming
I'm
along
hope
good.
I'm hoping to get it registered and insured.
By Thanksgiving?
That's the thing. If it was up to me, yes. But I still need to get like wheel alignment, two tires, tuned. So I don't know if I'm gonna have all that done, but will the car might have a license plate on it by Thanksgiving? Yes.
It sounds like an expensive hobby.
Yeah, definitely an
It sounds
expensive
like an
hobby.
expensive hobby, but glad it's coming along. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy the games this week. We should have a really fun slate in college and the NFL. Good luck to the Blue Jays. Hope they take care of business. And good luck. Enjoy the games, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace.